What's going on, guys? Welcome to Dime Dropper, episode 7 of our 24-minute recaps. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe on YouTube at Dime Dropper Podcast, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, follow us on Spotify, and of course, follow us on social media at Twitter and Instagram at Dime Dropper Pod. So, back again tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with another Clipper blowout. I gotta say, I am getting very used to these. No stress. Just put my feet up, watch the game, enjoy being a basketball fan like it's supposed to be. The Clips coming out 128-105. Lawler's Law in the third quarter. I mean, you got to love the way, honestly, every single game but the Dallas game, we've started with a different, as I always talk about, defensive intensity. Again, talking on defense, fighting over screens, knowing what we're doing on Dame. A lot of times we sent two at him off the pick and roll. Sometimes we just let him go one-on-one, and he was broke tonight, as were the rest of the Blazers, who missed a lot of open shots, but a lot of it was caused from good Clipper defense. If you want to know how broke Dame was tonight, 0 of 8 from 3, 3 of 14 from the field. He still got his 20. A lot of them was in that third quarter where they couldn't stop blowing the damn whistle, but the Clips came out with different intensity. It was mostly team defense. I thought Kawhi was really active. Great to see him back, masked Kawhi, and he was in attack mode. He was really setting the tone on offense. And, when we talk about this new system, we're trying to get more triangle sets and that type of stuff. The triangle works out of the post, feed the post, cut through. And without Kawhi, we really lose that, that aspect of it that's so essential to triangle offense. And having him back tonight, working out of the post, he wasn't too great starting the game with his jump shot. Still like he was adjusting to that mask. But as it went on, he just kept making the right plays, kicking it out. He made some really nice passes tonight. One, Batum botched a layup in the second half, but some really nice kickouts, and all of our shooters were hitting. Paul George was making some great reads out of the pick and roll today, a lot different than we saw against Dallas and what we see from PG sometimes. He was finding those corner shooters. Batum starting out with 8 quick points, hitting some contested threes. Kawhi finding Ibaka, and Ibaka was just awesome again. Batum also awesome again. He just, it's the same effect that kind of Marc Gasol has with the Lakers. Is he's a little older, but he makes those IQ plays. He does the little things. He makes the right passes. He plays defense. He talks. He's into the game. Batum tonight, 4 of 6, 2 of 2 from 3, 11 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. That's 4 great games out of 5 for Nicholas Batum, I'd say. Serge Ibaka was awesome tonight. He was only starting to miss shots. Once again, we go to behind the box score. He's 4 of 11. That don't look too good, but those shots were missed when the game was already 20 points out of sight. He made his open threes. He affected shots around the basket. He was contesting shots. Serge continues to be great for our team. But I just love the way we were moving the ball tonight, moving it, swinging it, moving without the basketball, especially Batum. He's really good away from the basketball, like cutting and like just doing the right things. And Lou Williams again tonight off the bench, just like last night. It really looked like we were the ones that were it looked like the Blazers were the ones that had a back-to-back, and the Clippers were the team that had was fresh with the day off because we were the first to every loose ball. I mean, we got a lot of offensive rebounds tonight. We got 11. They got 5. So we were scoring some points in the offensive glass. Nicholas Batum, Kawhi, Ibaka. Paul George was just – I loved how Paul George just didn't force it tonight again. Taking really good shots, being aggressive, taking to the basket, and then just shooting threes off the catch, and he was splashing them. Like, Paul George has been so good to start the season, honestly. He looks so much better with Kawhi because Kawhi he's one of those stars like a Chris Paul or like a LeBron that he just, every game he plays, you're going to have a chance, and you're not just going to go down easily. He's going to try to get into it because he's the best player on the court, and with him on the court, you're going to get good shots because he stays aggressive. Kawhi, 9 of 17, 28 points, and he was even hitting his threes, contested threes, just standing still, boom, 3 of 5, PG, 4 of 9 from 3, 8 of 15, 23 points. Lou Williams, great impact coming into the game, going left, getting in his bag, just like taking people off the dribble, coming off screens, going left, knocking down his jumper. And then after that, he started getting in the paint, kicking out to open shooters for threes all over the place. And we got to shout out Bobby Shmurda, who had another good game again today. Good Reggie Jackson, a lot of catch and shoot Reggie. 4 of 6, 2 of 4 from 3, 11 points. Some nice little dump downs as well. Him and Lou both had to guys like Zoo, who again only played 15 minutes, but he was really good in his 15 minutes. 7 points, 3 blocks, Zoo block, and 2 steals, having active hands. And, he had one on Dame from behind in the late first quarter. Zoo block. just a great overall performance again, and we keep it on. We keep rolling. Kawhi was my player of the game for the Clips tonight. 128-105 is the final. We'll take that. 4-1. We weren't 4-1 last year. We were 3-2, so that automatically means that we're better this year than we were last year. I'm just kidding. But anyway, we are better this year than we were last year. Make no mistake. So great win. We move on to the next. Let's go on to the Lakers. By the way, we're going to be getting into the Lakers. Then we're going to go to the Wizards 0-3 start. 0-4 start. And then we'll go to the Suns blowout of the Pels. We'll end on the Warriors and the Pistons. And then we'll go to the live chat. So Lakers and Spurs. It was just a typical happy birthday, LeBron James, by the way, 36 years old, still doing his thing, still looking like a 26-year-old, the way he plays and the way he moves. And he was in full effect tonight. He was not going to let his Lakers lose on his birthday. Just a typical day at the office for the Lakers. Everybody, it wasn't a great game from them, but it was a good game. They were a little sloppy. That's why I don't say it was a great game. And nobody really went off except for Wesley Matthews on the bench, which Laker fans are going to be really happy to see tonight. He was on fire. 6 of 6 from 3. Those were all his shots, just threes. 18 points, catch and shoot, off screens, drifting right 3-pointers, pump fake, 1 dribble bounce, 3. Wes Matthews was on fire tonight for the Lakers, and they were just defending at a pretty solid level. LeBron and AD were engaged, setting the tone. LeBron was really good tonight. I think this was his best game of the season so far because I just liked how the balance in his attack tonight. He was taking it to the basket, finishing with both hands. He was hitting some 18-footers, some mid-ranges. There was one play I really liked from him when he was on the block, showing a glimpse of some post-game in terms of like jump hooks and stuff. We only see usually the either bully ball or an occasional turn over the right shoulder. But, I saw him hit a jump hook, and Stu Lance, one of my favorite color commentators in the business, been doing it for 30-plus years since the Magic Showtime days, said, if LeBron can utilize that or develop that, a jump hook like that from like 8 feet, like that would be an amazing, tool to the arsenal. And that's the thing about modern skill sets is the modern fan gets it confused, the Gen Z bot. They think it's about doing a bunch of different moves. If you just have a couple moves that you master, that's just, it's hard to stop those. Then, it's hard to guard you, period. So AD was also solid tonight, hitting these 20-footers, occasionally going to the basket. I would have liked to see him be a little more aggressive going to the basket if you're a Laker fan. Marc Gasol, another really solid game, dude. The guy just does the right things. He plays good defense, contests shots. He's not as, quick as he used to be, but he had some really nice outlet passes and like his little 2-man game he's developing with LeBron a little bit. There was one, a couple plays where LeBron would dunk it down to him. He would kick it out. LeBron got some open threes. Other than that, Trader he had some good energy. And once again, it's what I talked about with Laker fans is you all say, oh, he's going to be so much better with the Lakers. He is going to average less points this season. He's not going to be the same 6th man of the year candidate, but that's a good thing for the Lakers. You need to limit him. He needs to just be a hustle guy that comes in. He did some good work on the offensive glass tonight, just on the boards in general, 10 points, 9 boards for him. But it was really LeBron and AD. KCP, another great game. Hitting his threes, 2 of 3, 3 of 5, doing his KCP thing, just being active, getting around, running the floor, 10 points. And, of course, got to shout out Dennis Schroeder, 21 points. He was the second leading scorer for the Lakers today, 9 of 15. The guy has just been a great fit so far for the Lakers and just tough to guard for teams. And my player of the game is going to be the birthday boy himself, LeBron James. He was just awesome. Some great passes as well, 8 points and low turnover, only 2 turnovers. So the Lakers getting back on track. That's 3-2 for them. LA, good night for Los Angeles, people. Gotta love that. So let's get to the Wizards. Oh, boy. I've seen a couple of posts on Twitter the other day or yesterday about Russell Westbrook and his triple-double streak. You guys have been listening. I chose the Wizards as one of my teams this season for a reason. And the reason is because I want to see what Russ does. And you know what Russ is doing right now? Him and Beal both, especially him, though, because he hasn't done it since the first game. Not playing a shred of defense, just sagging off whoever they're guarding, waiting for rebounds or potentially waiting for steals. And they're already not a good defensive team as it is. They have 2 good defenders on this team, or Beal when he applies himself. But I've already noticed something with Beal is that when he gets fouled, he doesn't get a call. And yesterday the Wizards were getting hosed on calls in this game against the Bulls. But once again, I've been saying that the Bulls are a terrible team. So for the Wizards to come out and let them get hot because they can't stop dribble penetration, they can't stop anything around the basket because, as we said, Thomas Bryant, he's 6'10". He's not very long. He's not very athletic. I mean, like he has some nice dunks and plays here and there, but he gets picked on. People attack him in the pick and roll. He's like Trez. He doesn't, he can get some nice athletic plays here and there, but he's not a presence around the basket. And then you know who they go to off the bench to solve that problem? Robin Lopez, who literally looks like a grandpa out there moving his feet. He gets picked on. The Bulls were getting penetration and kick like all night long. By the way, just the Clippers shot 47% from three tonight, and the Lakers shot, I think it was 54, 56% from three. So when they're hitting like that, they're not going to lose. The Bulls in this game, 42% from three. They only shot 44% from the field. So they only shot 2% less from three. And that's because they were getting in the paint, driving and kicking because they had to overcompensate the Wizards. And Westbrook and Beal, I mean, Beal was scoring the ball, but first of all, they took too many threes. Again, I mean, this was the first time I've said that from them, but I'm just saying again because it's it's pertaining to another team not knowing when to quit. They don't even have that many shooters, the Wizards. I don't know what they were thinking. 27%, 10 of 37. Denny Avdia and Isaac Bonga are the only two people on this team that actually play defense consistently. And Isaac Bonga is non-existent on offense. So they have a lot of problems. But Russ, his rebounds, and goes back to, if you haven't checked it out, go watch it. Has the NBA gone better? Part 2. These uncontested rebounds that anybody can get, they don't mean anything. They don't affect the game. So when Russ has 14 rebounds, that does not mean shit. He's getting double-doubles, sure, but he's not actually like, this isn't the fiery, aggressive Russ that, that developed the reputation that he has in this league, the good reputation that he has. He's settling. He was settling and he was hitting some shots. He wasn't that bad in this game. This was actually one of his best games. But the thing is, he's not playing defense. And then Beal's not playing defense. And how do you expect the role players to play defense when you're not even doing your part? And then I see the people that have the audacity to say, oh, who's their next best guy? Next best guy? How the fuck are you going to set an example, either one of them, Beal and Westbrook, without playing defense? That is unacceptable. And Scott Brooks is not making things better with his ass rotations of going small ball with Ish Smith, Russell Westbrook, and Raul Neto, who was absolutely building a house with bricks last night. In the same lineup, they can't guard. They're small on the inside and they're small on the outside. The guys that guard well in the NBA nowadays are these wings, these 6'7" guys with long wingspans, your Paul Georges, your Kawhis, your Batums. They have Isaac Bonga, who sucks on offense. So this team has a lot of problems, and Westbrook and Bradley Beal are going to have to be the ones that grab this team and start acting like leaders. And by doing that, you have to lead by example on both ends. Westbrook is getting meaningless rebounds, and we're praising these garbage triple doubles. You know what? I got some stats for your ass. How about 19 turnovers, 11 of them coming from Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook? And Beal is real. I really like Beal too. Like, I like Westbrook and Beal. That's why I'm watching this team. But Beal was a little bit, he's forcing things last night. He was getting in traffic and getting trapped and turning the ball over, stepping out of bounds, the whole 9 yards. Troy Brown Jr. has also been just awful to start the season. And then Davis Bertans just came out chucking. I know he scored at the line, but when he doesn't play, when he's not making threes, like, what else is he there for? He's not good at defense from what I've seen so far. So this team, besides Denny Avdia, who needs to play more, quite frankly, he had 9 points on 3 of 6. Is one of the only defenders. But Westbrook and Beal need to be engaged on that end. Westbrook, 21 points, 15 rebounds. How many of them were actually real rebounds that actually mattered? Like 7 of them maybe. 11 assists, 6 turnovers, not even a 2-to-1 ratio. Bradley Beal, 5 turnovers. 5 turnovers, 29 points. He grew into the game, but he was not good. He missed a lot of shots he should have made. This needs to be we got to have some urgency from the Wizards in this next game because this is unacceptable what's happening right now. And Westbrook, don't let the Westbrook stands trick you into thinking, because I like Westbrook. My dad went to UCLA. My sister goes there. I've been rooting for him since the beginning. I love Westbrook. I love his heart, but he is not playing with that fire right now. And he sat out. Like, Scott Brooks needs to go. This team has a lot of problems. Anyway, and I'm so stupid for saying that the Pacers, I took my L last night. You heard me say it. Anyway, let's move on to the Suns, who were all over the Pels last night. That is what I love to see as a Suns sympathizer this season. And you know who it started with? My boy. It's time to start. Well, we know this. As I said with Kawhi, and I noticed that the second he got to my team on Christmas of 2011, Chris Paul brings a different aura to a team. Everything is serious. It's all about winning. No, if you're down 20 in a game, he's gonna be like screaming at people. Like, He does not just go out without a fight. He never goes out without a fight. And because he's in my opinion, the best pick and roll player of this generation. I think that LeBron and Luka are really good too, and James Harden too, because of their scoring. But I think a more pure pick and roll player that really has to rely on their skill and decision making to succeed is one that does pick and roll to play make more than score. And Chris Paul is the best, low turnover, making the right reads. And in this game, he was getting off the dribble, getting down in those pick and rolls, and penetrating and kicking to their shooters. And Jay Crowder really set the tone, knocking down from deep. He's been a little slow to start the season, but he's been hitting. And then Mikal Bridges has been hitting. And as the game went on, they started clamping down on defense. DeAndre Ayton actually protected the rim without fouling in this game and did such a good job of it. He was a little more aggressive too, and Chris Paul was making his life easier. The one thing, though, about DeAndre Ayton, guys, pay attention to this. He literally had like 10 screens. I say screens because he didn't even make contact with the defender. Like, he didn't make contact on the screen. He was just slipping by. Like, I'm here and I'm going to go. DeAndre Ayton, you're not fooling anyone, buddy. I see you not trying to make contact. Don't be so soft. You're a good basketball player. And you had a good game. DeAndre Ayton had a good game. 6 of 11, 13 and 12, another double-double, and 5 offensive rebounds, on the offensive glass. But what really impressed me about the Suns, Dario Saric was back, but what really impressed me about the Suns was Cameron Payne so far this season, guys. Pay attention to this. Is in a zone right now where everything he touches kind of turns to gold. Like, every pick and roll he runs, he makes the right read. If they're giving him the mid-range, he takes the mid-range. If they're giving him the floater, he makes the floater. If they're letting him get to the basket, he does that. If they're, collapsing, he kicks. If there's DeAndre Ayton under the rim, he drops it off. He is playing so well, and he's defending. I mean, this Suns team, once again, the Chris Paul effect, the urgency every single game. Chris just comes and makes things serious. He doesn't let you just waltz around, and he can always create a good shot. Devin Booker, again, what did I talk about, guys? Being a little passive, but guess what? His teammates were hitting last night, and he just let him go. By the way, Cam Johnson, again, great game. But by the way, New Orleans' effort, and again, the effort of some of these teams, just coming up and chucking themselves out of the game when the things go wrong, just throwing shots up there with reckless abandonment. It's just garbage. It's just, they just like, oh, let's just chuck. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. They're just giving up, and the Pelicans, I know you're on a back-to-back, whatever, but if, that's the way it's going to be, it is what it is. Great win for the Suns, 3-1. I love what I'm seeing. Chris Paul is starting to do his thing, and you know what's funny? He only shot 4 times, and how much have I talked about him? That's because I watched the game and saw the impact he had. 9 points, 9 assists. Mikal Bridges, by the way, the highest plus-minus in the game, plus 31. We're not even going to give the Pelicans the right to be talked about because they were down by as many as 40, and they lost by 25. So the Suns go on at 3-1. Pelicans dropped to 2-2. Let's close this out with the Warriors, who got their second consecutive win at Detroit, who starts off 0-4, looking like the pick that we said, And by the way, Blake Griffin, guys, if you're wondering, he's not the same anymore because he just doesn't want to risk getting hurt again, so he doesn't move within the three-point line. He's a better shooter than he's ever been. He's a good creator, but that's about it. He's not the dual threat. He has all that athleticism and stuff that he has, 6'10". He might as well be 6'6", because he just shoots. That's what he's become. I love Blake Griffin, but that's just the truth. The Pistons are the worst team in the Eastern Conference right now. I said that. Who did I say was going to be worse than the Pistons? Oh, the Knicks, but they're looking okay so far. But I'm still going to stand by my picks. None of my picks are going to change, even though, admittedly, the one I know is going to be fully wrong is that the Wizards are going to be worse than the Pacers. There's no question. But the Pistons are looking dog shit, except for Josh Jackson, who's playing okay to start the season. But let's talk about the Warriors, who, it's funny. I've had this weird thing where so far this season, every time I say like a player's playing like trash or like this guy's looking whack, he just like responds by going off. Like, for example, I said in the halftime or like in the mid-third quarter of the Warriors game, I was like, Steph ain't the same anymore. I'm starting to get worried. And then all of a sudden he started going off in the fourth quarter. And then in the Detroit game, he was just awesome. Typical Steph, just making the right reads. He's so smart, Steph. He's one of the smartest players we've got in the league. The only thing he sometimes does, he feigns threes a little too tough, but being the best shooter ever will do that to you. But he was coming off screens, popping mid-ranges, popping threes, off the catch, off the ball, on the drive, to the rim, floaters, the whole 9 yards. Stephen Curry was just in his full, bag, or just typical Steph. But the real impressive guy was Andrew Wiggins, after my slander, all my slander, he has responded big time in these last 2 games. And he was looking, this was probably like the best game I've ever seen Andrew Wiggins play. Like, he was looking like a real scorer, took advantage of some smaller guys, went to the basket, finishing strong, contested finishes around the basket, hitting mid-ranges off screens, pulling contested threes. He hit multiple contested threes. I think 2 of them. One was just like tween, pop. And Andrew Wiggins, 9 of 19 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3, guys. 27-7 for Andrew Wiggins, along with 3 blocks. He was also playing good defense. And you know who else was playing good defense? Was James Wiseman, who I think so far has been the rookie that has impressed me the most. I think he's right now, I said LaMelo Ball would win Rookie of the Year, but I really think it should be James Wiseman if the Warriors make the playoffs, like I said, because he's just a really solid player. He has a pretty solid mid-range game. I think he's a little bit better shooting the ball than he is around the basket, honestly, so far, which is once again what I said, and has the NBA gotten better? Typical. However, he's not bad around the basket. I saw him face up on that left wing, pull him contested mid-range, just one-on-one style. I really liked it, and he was also, just like Ayton, I can see the growth each game with Wiseman. Even though he fouled out, there were stretches where he was playing defense without fouling. He was a plus 23, the highest plus-minus of anyone on the Warriors. And it's not coincidental. It's what I'm telling you. He was awesome. He's getting better with the game. Steph Curry, though, 31 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, but 8 turnovers, still too much. But Steph, he's just looking more and more like himself, like the best point guard in the league and top 5 player that I still say he is, which he is in my opinion. You know a hustler for this Warriors team? Juan Toscano-Anderson, who's been starting in place of Draymond. He's a hustler. He doesn't have too much talent, but he's a hustler. Got some nice offensive rebounds in the game. But, to end it off, we have to make a point about no bench guy really stood out for me. I think Wanamaker had his best game as a Warrior, though, so far, 9 points. But Kelly Oubre Jr. finally returned to looking like an actual NBA player. He made a 3, and then his confidence started growing a little bit. He started getting in the lane, finishing at the rim. He had a nice dunk, and then he had a nice floater. So he started looking like an NBA player again, developing his confidence back. And if you're a Warriors fan, that's exactly what you want to see. Steph, 31 points, Wiggins, 27 points, Oubre, 14 points. So look at it. We made all this fuss about the Warriors. We talked all this about, is Steph back? Is this team going to be, this team is so bad, Steph can't carry. And because they lost to 2 really good teams in the first 2 games, and now they won. If you looked at the schedule for the Warriors, you thought 2-2 of those first 4 games. And that's exactly what they've done. They haven't played 1 game at the Chase Center. So you've got to give it to Steph. You've got to give it to the Warriors. They've done what they've needed to thus far. I'm apologizing to the Nets and Celtics fans. I did not get to watch their game against the Grizzlies tonight, the Celtics, or the Nets game against the Hawks tonight. And that's another one. Apologies to the Hawks fans. I didn't get to watch that game tonight. That's 2 of our dime dropper teams in action. But that's exactly what I'm going to do right now after I get off this mic. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to tell me what you thought of this episode and what you think about what I'm saying. Now we will go live to the YouTube subscribers, 40 of them waiting in the chat. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to get on the lives. That is the 24-minute recap, exactly at 24 minutes. Shout out to the Mamba. We got you right on the money tonight. Peace. What's good, fuckers? Let's see what we got. So many comments. The Pelicans are young. I always thought Blake was overrated. The Bulls are worse than the Pistons. Dude, they may be. I don't know about that, though. I haven't seen the Pistons win a game. My boy Brent, staying in the chat. Zaire, my regulars. Jose Corona, relying on athleticism never ages well. Blake is just evolving. No, but he's not evolving. But here's the thing. This is not, okay, he's evolving, but here's the thing. It's not about relying on his athleticism. It's about using that athleticism and mixing it in with the skill that you've evolved. If you're just shooting threes and you're all that, okay, then he's just a stretch 4 now that can do a little bit more playmaking. That's it. That's not a great player. That's a solid player. That's a good player. It's not a great player. How about the Cavs? I'm feeling pretty great about them. What's the Cavs record? 2-1? What are they, 2-1? I don't know. Yeah, JaVale looks good in Cavs, but Sexland and Drummond seems pretty good too. I agree, Jose Benjamin. I'm wondering what center gets bought out by Cavs so the Lakers can shore up the rim protection. Drummond would be nice. Cavs have 5 centers anyway. I don't know. We'll see. Jose Benjamin says, I like the hustle from Sexton and the danger from outside from Garland. Are you a Cavs fan, Jose Benjamin? And dominance from Drummond inside. That's good to hear that Drummond's been dominating inside. He's not the most skilled center in the world. Never really had a real post game or anything of that nature, but he's not horrible. He still sometimes can bully ball and finish down there. I've seen him do it. Brent, did he go over Mavs Hornets? No, I didn't watch that game, nor do I care. Maybe Thon Maker. Thank you. Yes, sir. Go Lakers, Jonah Kim says. Yes, Thon would be perfect for Lakers. How's your night? Skirsis Sass? I'm going good. Sucks what happened to Gallo. Hope he gets well soon. Oh, man. Does that mean Gallo got hurt tonight? Shit. I really hope not. Jonathan Guerrero says, wasn't able to see the Clipper game. Was at work. Give me a review, please. Wait till I end the video. It's up. I'm just going to get off very soon. Remember, we go to 33. To our boy, my guy. What's up, man? My boy, 79 Steve. Oh, yeah, Blazer boy. Where you at, you little bitch? Where's your team at? Trash. Dame Lillard out of the game tonight. Easy money. Easy. Predictable. Peaked. Blazer boy has been quiet since the Clippers beat the Blazers. Jose Benjamin says, I don't think the Cavs will let go of Drummond, and his contract is bad for the Lakers, too. Team Money, my guy, bro. DJ is so ass. He had 1 rebound while starting, while Jared had 15 off the bench. What did I tell you, bro? He is not it, dude. He is not it. He's annoying, man. Corey 2K says it wasn't a blowout. The Builder, Dime, how's your thoughts on Boogie's return? Hasn't he not even played a game? LMAO, Blazer boy got exposed. The hype reseller. I told you DeJounte Murray is going to be good. Yeah, he is going to be good. He was very good tonight. He's really improved on his mid-range jumper, and his floater's keeps getting better, and his 3-ball, just his finishing in general. But the Spurs don't have much offense. Maybe it was just because Alder wasn't playing tonight. They didn't have much offense. Favorite Lakers memory? Well, considering I'm not a Laker fan, I don't know how you want me to answer that. But I guess the biggest Lakers memory I can say was Game 7 against the Celtics. That was historic. Trez didn't play bad. Do you think if Schroeder keeps on averaging 20 points per game and playing like the way you think he can be close to an all-star? I don't think so. Not in the West. I'm sorry. I'm sick of Kuz. He needs to be gone. SMH. No, I think you should be patient with Kuz. He's going to be fine. He just needs to take different shots. Some of them, tonight he wasn't great, but Lakers won again. So once again, be patient. Just enjoy the wins, guys. Keep doing your thing. Big fan. Thanks, J Love. I really appreciate it. Cavs are 3-1. Okay. Who'd they beat tonight? The Cavs played tonight? Or was it last night they played? Let me know. What happened to Lillard, man? He loves torching the Lakers in the regular season, but not the Clippers. I mean, we have good perimeter defenders. You guys didn't have Caruso last night. Schroeder's just so good, man. He is. I like Schroeder. I've always been a fan. I disagree with Coach Vogel telling AD to shoot more threes. You just stick to shooting the mid-range jumpers that he has mastered. I agree, Zaire. He should. Kuz is trash. You love hating on Kuz. LaMelo played well. I heard. Dad-ass boy says Trez is weak. Andrew Lakers. Yes, hurt his ankle. Damn. To our boy. Why are you sick of Kuz? Jose Benjamin. Yeah, I'm a Cavs fan. Delhi, let's go. Haha. Okay. Gallinari has an ankle sprain. Damn it. Hopefully that's not that bad. If the Lakers would have won by at least 20 if we cut down the turnovers. Yeah, and that's what it was, the sloppiness I was talking about. Can you take Trez back? Nope, you have him. Suckers. What's up, big fella? What's up, Tway? Roberto Espino. Clippers did all that to lose in the second round. Okay, we'll see, buddy. You keep this Mr. Crystal Ball over here. Brent, I feel like the Blazers kept on fouling Kawhi for most of the game. They sad for doing that when he's hurt. Bro, because they can't guard him. When Kawhi's in attack mode, hitting threes like that too, he's like as unguardable as they come. Maybe the most unguardable in the league because he actually has the killer mentality and doesn't shy away from contact like Durant, and he's more skilled than LeBron in terms of scoring. Nets defense is so ass. We gave up 141 points. Jesus, man. The defense was great the first 2 games. I got to watch. Drop the video a damn like. My boy Random Man's. I keep forgetting that's a super chats. New year, first one we do, first 24-minute recap, we'll have the super chats. What do you think about Tobias Harris having a 26-point double-double? Do you think his $170 million contract is worth it if he averages that every game? Yes, it's worth it if he averages that every game, but he's not. And I love Tobias Harris. He's one of my favorite Clippers, like probably top 20 of all time. I loved him, but I don't think you guys use him the right way and use him enough to get the most out of him. And even at his best, he's not worth that contract, but I was just happy to see him get it because I like the guy. Prince and Landry were both 5 of 5 from the field. Wow. Kuz needs to start just because he starts in rhythm after the shoot around. I don't know, man. That's lame. He just needs to get to the rim. Let's see. Tua Boy says, I love that game 7 between Lakers and Celtics. Straight slugfest, although ugly. Really the grinded out game. Real defense, loose officiating, great, hard-nosed, competitive basketball. Jonah Kim. Schroeder's really good, but I also miss Caruso. Yeah, man. Laker fans. Caruso. Hey, NVZ. Dime is the GOAT. Everybody give a shout-out to my boy NV. He was on the season preview. If you guys watched the season preview and enjoyed it, give a shout-out. My boy Moises Kanyeka. Heat bounced back after getting curb stomped. That's right. The heat is on. I just can't wait for Jimmy B to come back. Jimmy G. Jimmy gets buckets. The G stands for gets. Kuz needs to keep his butt in the corner for that short 3-ball. I feel you, but I don't like it when he's only shooting corner threes. Like, I don't like when Kuz is just shooting corner threes because that he's just prone to miss. Cavs went 3-0 last night. We lost. Dime, what's your fave game of all time? Wow, that's such a good question. My favorite game of all time, obviously this is a biased answer, but is Game 7, San Antonio Spurs versus Clippers 2015. I was at the game. I was with my boy NV. It was just like, man, history being made in front of my eyes. That's my favorite game of all time. Unbiased, what's the greatest game I've ever seen? I still have to say Game 7, Lakers and Celtics was the best game I've ever seen. Like the most historical, significance is the best. Let's see. Trez will be better later in the season. We will need his energy and rebounding in the playoffs. Rebounding, as if. Not against real rebounders, son. Kings 3-1. Yes, impressive. But once again, they don't deserve to be talked about yet, Sacramento. They need to earn it. What's good, bro? What's good, Trey LAC? Jonah Kim. Trez got dunked on hard by DeMar. That wasn't really a dunk on. He was trailing him. I mean, he tried to block it, but I don't really see that as a dunk on. What does LeBron need to do in your eyes to become the GOAT? In my eyes, he can already be argued to be the GOAT by a lot of people. In my eyes, there's nothing he can do. If he gets 7 rings, maybe you'll be forced to tell me that he had the better career. But if we're just talking straight basketball, he's never going to be the GOAT to me. He's just not it. Not in my eyes. If you need clarification, go listen to my episode, Who's the GOAT? But even that being said, just because I talked about Jordan and LeBron doesn't mean I think Jordan's the GOAT. I still have to see. What's up with all the injuries? As I said, I'm going to refer you guys to this guy, D for 384. He's a lot better in terms of the – and, hey, this is what I said about the, resting and, like, not all of it being beneficial. But, go to D for 384 on Twitter. He made a thread about injuries in the NBA now, and, like, he's been a fan since a long time. He knows a lot more about it, but it's definitely something going wrong, guys. There's something. I love you, though, Papa. Roberto Espina. Te amo, chico. Andrew Lakers, who are your favorite commentators in the NBA, and what are your thoughts on the Laker commentating duo of Billy Mack and Stu Lance? I think Billy Mack and Stu Lance are great. I think that Billy Mack can be a little too much of a fanboy sometimes, even though Joel Myers was a little bit worse and he would make mistakes, but, like, Billy Mack will be like, here's the GOAT when Caruso comes in. Like, come on, bro. Are you like an 18-year-old on Twitter or something? Are you professional commentators? Stu Lance is one of the best of all time in the color commentary. I think the nostalgia factor that Mike Breen and Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson have in this era is really good. I think that Clyde Frazier and Mike Breen on the Knicks broadcast is up there. I mean, you know how much of a fan of Frazier I am. He's just one of the greatest point guards to ever touch a basketball and one of the swaggiest players to ever make it to the NBA. Who else? I really like Matt Devlin in Toronto. He's pretty funny. Ralph Lawler was great when we had him. Chick Hearn. Oh, can't forget Tommy Heinsohn and Mike Gorman in Boston. Rest in peace, Tommy Heinsohn. But Scalabrini's great too in his color comments. I really like Scal. I like those guys. So those are some of the great ones to me. I may be forgetting some, but I'll think of it another day. Freeloading thumbs. Kawhi dropped 28 in 3 quarters. No, wait. Was that what you said? Yeah, that's my favorite player, even though he left my Spurs. Ooh, another Spurs fan. AD will shut down Kawhi in the playoffs. We'll see if we even play in the playoffs. Y'all have been hoping on this Clipper-Laker playoffs for so long. Tell everyone in the chat to stop being frauds and like the damn video. The Nets can win a chip if they don't get a perimeter defender and wing. They're getting torched by these high-scoring wings and guards. Well, what about Kevin Durant and Taurean Prince? Taurean Prince isn't very good. Yeah, it's only Kevin Durant. At what point in the season do you think Clippers and Lakers will both be fully clicking? Jesus, I mean, the Clippers outside of the Mavs game look like they're clicking right now. So I don't know. I think, you got to wait till, I want to say like February, March. Nets need PJ Tucker. That would be huge. 79 Steve says, we'll just have to see if Daryl Morey doesn't flip Tobias in a trade at the deadline. It'll be hard for anyone to take that contract on. Where do you think Harden is getting traded to? Once again, no idea. Chris T, true, but it's the highest percentage shot. What was the highest percentage shot? I feel bad for Kuz, man. He should start, but the players in front of him are both top 5 players. We look really good, but Batum and Lou Will are playing amazing. I agree, Gilbert Rivera. Tua boy, was that the CP3 game winner? Yes, it was. I was at game 7 too. CP3 game winner. 13-year-old me was in shock. Yeah, dude, I was 16 or 15. No, I was 16. Cavs versus Warriors game 7? No, not Cavs. Cavs versus Warriors game 7 is the most milked game the NBA has ever seen. Oh my God. It was cool. Like, it was great. Solid game. Not as good as the game 7. I think the Heat Spurs game 7 was better than that. To be honest, I like the Heat Spurs game 7. I don't know. That was not a lot of defense compared to Lakers Celtics, Johnny Cabedi. Dude, the Kings need to prove it to me, man. It's not about hating the Kings. Dude, that Cavs versus Golden State game 7 is like third, maybe. If I'm being nice, it's third. If LeBron wins 6 rings and passes Kareem in points, is he the GOAT to you, though? No. Still no. Man, everyone hating on Kuz. I can see. I just don't think LeBron. And I look at the basketball on the court, and I love Kareem though. He has a total GOAT argument, a strong one. But I do think Jordan's better. I need to watch, man. But no, LeBron is not, because I know he's not better than Jordan. Man, everyone hating on Kuz. I can see why people think us Laker fans are the worst. Where does the Mamba rank all time for you? You guys keep asking me these questions. I tell you the same thing every time. I'm not going to say it, but Kobe is easily top 8 all time. Maybe in my top 5. We'll see when we get down the timeline. Kings got more Western Conference trips than the Clips in the last 20 years. Kings can be a better franchise all time than the Clippers too. You can go there as well. That's not the point. The point is, in recent time, they're Clipper-esque of the past. The Cyborg got a new faceplate. Just kidding. Glad to see Kawhi is back. Thanks, Studio Shred. Luka needs to play off the ball. The Mavs offense coming predictable. I said that, Mankirat Bahia. You know that. You know I've been saying that. I'm just happy the Heat for revenge tonight, but I was worried for a second, the third. Kawhi was unstoppable today. DeRozan coming to the Lakers free agency. I don't know why you want that. When Caruso is back, Lakers are going undefeated the rest of the season. Stu is the GOAT. Facts. Can't wait till Porzingis comes back. They need his offense to add another dimension and not be predictable. They're still very Luka heavy. Shooter is so quick. Such a great pickup for Lakers. Chick was great. A little crazy, but great. Hey, man, the best kind of crazy. Let's be real, though. We got to understand that the 4-6 finals argument is unfair just because there was a lot of reasons he lost. Yes, 2011 was a choke fest for me, but personally, 6-6 is greater than 6-0. Yeah, sure, but Magic Johnson's 5-4, so how about that? Keep doing the podcast, dude. It's good and good content. Thanks, Studio Shred. Thoughts on Tyrese Halliburton? I love him. He's my favorite rookie because of the fact that he said, I like Magic Johnson. I used to watch his tapes. I'm a student of the game. I love, because that's what I am here. We are students of the game. So I appreciate any kids, because we talked about it. And as the NBA getting better, in the third part, we're really going to talk about it. These kids don't actually watch basketball. Like, they're not a lot of them aren't real fans. Like Anthony Edwards and like Vince Carter said, a lot of these kids aren't fans like that. They're casuals. They're not students of the game. Tyrese Halliburton, you can tell the way he plays his mind. He's a student of the game. The funniest part is he shoots like Magic Johnson. That's the funniest part in 2020. But I really like, he's my favorite rookie, but I think the best rookie is Wiseman. Although I haven't seen Tyrese outside of 2 games. I've seen him, but Jonah Kim asked Dime, KD or LeBron right now? Who's better? LeBron is better, I think. And who will win MVP? I said Luka would win MVP. It's off to a shaky start, but I'm going to stick with my pick. Lakers. Looks like you guys are back in the driver's seat. Oh, look, it's the hater, Carcass J. I'm a Knicks fan. Good for you, man. Knicks are great. Not right now, but they're great all time. Clippers, better than last season because of Serge Ibaka and Batum. Don't forget Ty Lue, guys. That's the biggest reason we're better. Ty Lue. Look at the way we play. Pushing the pace. How many assists did we have tonight? So much more. We're moving the ball better. They showed a stat in the game. We're third in the league in passes right now. We were bottom 5 last year with Cock Rivers. Anyway, Ty Lue's been the best addition. Harden going to Philly. I really recommend this channel called Dime Drummer. It's really good. You guys should subscribe. Well, these guys are likely subscribed, 79 Steve. The Clippers need to trade Pat and Lou for Rubio. Y'all don't need scoring or perimeter defense. You need a playmaker. Did you watch the game tonight, though, Zaire? Like, we had playmaking. We were creating good shots. I think you guys overblow that a bit. I know all your flaws exposed in the playoffs. When we have Kawhi, it's a big difference. We didn't lose because of shot creation. I still think we need Rondo or Lowry to help us get over the hump in the playoffs. Maybe. Maybe. The ending of 2016, though, most iconic. Kyrie's shot? Maybe. I think game 7, I guess. Maybe because they just play it over and over. Whenever Giannis plays well, the rest of the team plays worse. Hey, I mean, not surprised. It's a good point. Although I do love that Artest three-pointer. When you're getting back to the history of basketball. Shit, bro, Gabe, when I got time. I don't know, man. All these games are tough to cover. Don't think Clippers get past Denver if they get the bad luck. Why should we not get past Denver if we have someone that can guard Jokic again, though? And they don't have Grant. Like, we should not lose to Denver. Bandwagon Laker fans are very impatient. What's up with the Nuggets, in your opinion? It's early. That's what's up. It's all about Jamal Murray, though, Jay. It's all about Jamal. If Clippers get knocked out in the playoffs, who do you root for? As a kid, I used to root for LeBron, but now I don't really mess with LeBron anymore. I root for – this year it's going to be the Suns. Last year was the Heat. It just changes. I don't have a second team. I will say this, though. I used to root for the Lakers when they had Kobe, when it was like the Clippers were out, like Lakers Magic and Lakers Celtics. Like, I rooted for the Lakers to win. Like, I always root for LA, like, above all. But, you know, with LeBron on the Lakers, I just don't like that combo at all. Like, I hate it. LeBron only the GOAT if you go longevity argument, not off peak prime. And I'm just bantering you about my Kings. Wait, I thought you were a Raptors fan, random man. Kings would have titles if not for us. Or the NBA and their officiating scams, maybe. J Love, yes, thank you. Nobody wants to call Magic Johnson out for his finals record, but they're quick to make fun of LeBron. Wait, Magic Johnson is above 500 though, son, and he had a lot of bad luck as well. Kareem got hurt in 1980. His whole team got hurt in 89. James Worthy got hurt in the end of 91. Stop it. He's above 500. Wilt and LeBron are the only top 10 players in the top 10 that are below 500 in the finals, and there's a reason why, and they share a lot of similarities, and it makes total sense to me. But all that stuff will come when we talk about our all-time rankings after the history of basketball is done. But it's not a coincidence that LeBron and Wilt have the losing finals records of the top 10 players ever. Christian Wood, sleeper this year. Lakers or Clippers should have went after him. Let me see. Paul George for 2020 MVP. No. Need you to post some of your basketball highlights. I got you. Maybe one day I'll post some of my Park League highlights or my intramural highlights. Shit like that. Thoughts about Kyle Korver? One of the best shooters of all time, off the catch and shoot guys off the screens. Do you actually like the Lakers, or do you do it for your viewers? I like the Lakers as a franchise. Historically, I respect them. I don't really root for them unless it's like the Clippers are out of the playoffs and they don't have anybody on the team that I hate. That's my thing. I do respect. I love Laker history. Like, I'm obsessed with it. As you can see, I'm a huge Showtime fan. Have you guys watched my episode clip? It's called Cousin Showtime. It's titled on my YouTube channel. It's one of my most viewed videos. Clipper fan and Laker fan talk LA basketball. Watch that. It talks about my relationship with Lakers and like how I get my fandom and shit. Random man. LeBron. Oh, here we go. Gabe. LeBron doesn't win longevity argument. It's Kareem. Don't come at my boy Random Man though, Gabe. He does know hoops. He does seem to favor LeBron in some arguments, but Kareem is the longevity GOAT as of now to me. KD needs to shoot more. He only took like 3 shots in the fourth. Hey, we talked about that, T-Money, but Kyrie was good off, so it's all good. Yo, bro, you one of my other favorite team. The Mavs got demolished. Oh, well, NBA been weird the last week. What do you think the Raptors being 0-3? Jesus, man, tough. Is that Mark and Ibaka? I only watched the first game, and I really didn't watch it from the Raptors' perspective. The triangle helps shot creation. Oh, my God. I need to get off this soon, man. Do you still think Supersonics would be good if they're still a franchise? I think the Sonics should come back. The storyline of 2016 is iconic, though. 73-9. It is. It definitely is. It's definitely NBA history. So was Kareem when he was older than Bron? Go watch the tape, man. He was, but I think LeBron at this age may be the best player at that age ever. Maybe. 36? Maybe. No way in hell MPGA can stop Kareem. That Dame pack hidden right now. Haha, yes, sir. The triangle system doesn't need a great point guard. Fisher was a great guy, but not a great point guard. Chris T, great point. 2016 was the best NBA year ever. 2016 was the best. No, it wasn't, Zaire. I'm not even reading that. Wait, Zaire, you're 13 years old? Holy shit. Why don't you mess with LeBron anymore? Andrew Lakers, go watch my episode, Who's the GOAT? But I'm also going to answer it in as the NBA Got Better Part 3. But go watch my episode, Who's the GOAT? It's going to suck when Kawhi retires because he's the last of a dying breed. I agree. Luke Kennard is garbage? No, Luke Kennard was great tonight. What's wrong with Luke Kennard? I think he's been great so far. I love Kennard. He's so much more. He's a playmaker too in that pick and roll. Christian Wood is a sleeper. I was hoping the Lakers. Christian Wood is a sleeper. Braun going to pass Kareem in stats, and Mike Time and chips would give LeBron a strong argument over Kareem. I'm sorry, I don't care how you take it. How could you say you don't like LeBron with LA, bro? You say you supported him as a kid. Okay, Johnny, once again, you haven't watched Who's the GOAT. Go watch it. I explained everything. I've already done this LeBron stuff. I don't want to answer questions I've already asked. Please. There's a reason for it. I changed and he changed. Let's put it that way. People change over time. He used to be a lot more humble than he is now. I used to be a lot more soft than I was now. Let's put it that way. That's the best way to answer it. 5-4 record is only one above 500. I agree. It's above 500. Be above 500. Wilt and LeBron lost because of the lack of help. Excuses. I'm not even reading that. Excuses. Some of them were, some of them weren't. Magic Johnson is 1 win over 500 in the finals. 1 win over 500 in the finals. Say that 3 times. Yes, 1 win over 500. Over 500. Same with Kareem, 6-4. And Bird. What about Jerry West? Yeah, that's why Jerry West doesn't make my top 10. I love Jerry West, though. He's one of the best point guards of all time. He had a similar situation to LeBron, though, where he made it to the finals and his team just usually was outmatched in a weaker conference. I missed old 2002 Kings basketball. And to me, Kareem is the GOAT, then LeBron, Kobe, Magic, Mike. Best handles of all time, Kyrie, AI. Best centers, Kareem, Hakeem, Wilt, Bill, Shaq. My favorite center, DeMarcus. I've always found it hard for people to hate on people like LeBron, Kobe, MJ. There's haters everywhere for these guys, and I don't understand. Some people's game styles and personalities don't align with everyone. Hot take. Wilt and Bill Russell are both only fringe top. Okay, I'm not reading that. Watch my episode. Context matters? No, not context matters. Context matters because you don't know the context, Rohan. Go watch my video. Has the NBA gone better? You guys need to watch these videos. Will Westbrook turn things around? He needs to turn things around. What hold back from Kobe being the GOAT is because of Jordan. He's not the best shooting guard of all time, in my opinion. Wow, Mark Calderon. Jesus. Happy to inform you that the Paul George. Okay, Johnny, I can't. Then you just don't understand, I guess. All right, that's it, guys. I'm on here way too long. You guys are asking me a lot of questions about, and it always goes, Johnny. I'll tell you the moment I started disliking LeBron, okay? If you want it so bad, so stop answering. So when LeBron came to the Lakers, I was a little disappointed because I'd always argued for LeBron over Kobe, even though I've changed my thoughts on that over time. So what I didn't like was when LeBron was willing to have Kawhi, after they had already gotten AD, he was willing to have Kawhi on his team. He was actively recruiting and courting him. You know what that means? That all you LeBron fans, even me, who said that Kevin Durant went to the Warriors and was willing to take the easy way out, that means LeBron was willing to take the easy way out too. And when you think about it, it makes sense because he was the one that initially made the move, encouraging the play with the friends culture. He is Mr. Compete with the best. He loves playing with the best as opposed to destroying the best. And that is why I'm not a huge fan of Bron anymore. Okay. And I've just been open now. Now I see all the bullshit that he pulls and how he's so good with the media, but a lot of it's just kissing their ass and saying the right things. And, you know, he's very much about his image and promoting his own legacy. He cares about being the GOAT. He cares about his stats. And that is why I don't love it. That is why I don't like him that much. He cares about his legacy. He wants to be the greatest, and he does things to promote that kind of thing instead of a lot of times, even though he's found a way to balance the winning in that, I think a lot of times he tries to act like it's the team over himself, but it's always about promoting his own GOAT legacy. Anyway, I'm not a Kawhi fan anyway. Anyway, that's it. Someone's getting a little heat in the chat. He needs to get some pussy. Mark Calderon Jr., I don't know. There's some prostitutes out there. Peace. Peace, guys. Have a good New Year's. 2020 is officially about to end. I'm so thankful. Thankful for you guys. Thankful for the channel. And I can't believe we're getting ready to get this new year. He is there helping the Lakers win. But you're asking me if I like him or not. And he's obsessed with his own image. So there you go. Peace.